Hey everybody. So hey, how's everybody doing? This is a catch-up video because I feel like I haven't done one in a while, so that's what this is. And it's also going to be to tell you guys a little bit of a new direction I want to take. So I've been going on and on and on for months, and well, actually well over a year now, about how easy weight loss came to me after I added massive greens into my way of eating, with lemon and avocado. And I mean, I laid it out exactly what I was doing. And I lost weight so easy. It was crazy actually how easy it was. Um, and I did a bunch of different, I plateaued a few times, but I just mellowed out and sailed right through them and didn't even worry about it. I purposely maintained a little bit higher weight than I actually want to be, which I'm working on right now. But I still did it just to see how maintenance would work for me and everything, because it's something I have never done in my life. And I don't know how many of you understand that, but I'm assuming that most people that follow this are following it because they have some of the same kind of issues that I've had in my life, with the binge eating, the gorging, the weight cycling. I've been everywhere from 78, 80 pounds to 368 pounds. So I feel like there's nothing I don't know about losing weight or gaining weight. I mean, I feel like I could tell you every single step it takes to get there or fall back from there. But I had never figured out how to maintain it. I had never figured out how to get it off in a way where I wasn't struggling through the whole thing. Because, come on, people will not stick with something that they're going to struggle through the whole time. So I thought I'd figured it out, and I ran a couple boot camps. And the first boot camp was amazing. I mean, the feedback was amazing. Everything about it was amazing. But again, over 75% of the people, and I'd probably go so high as to say maybe even 85% of the people that were in there have already fallen off at some point. They talk a lot about, getting back on the wagon and things like that. Bless their hearts. I'm so glad that they're willing to jump right back in, because you kind of have to do that, right? But I didn't want it to be hard for them, because it's never been hard for me. I figured it out as I went along. It was like a downward hill. I was up here at the top, and I started figuring things out, and I started losing, and I figured out more things, and I kept losing, and I figured out more things, and I kept losing. I was never tempted to fall off. I was never tempted to just say, well, for this 5-day vacation, I'm going to eat whatever I want to, or for this 4 days over here, I'm going to eat what I want to, or for this camping trip, I'm going to eat what I want to, or while I'm at someone else's home where they're buying all the food, I'm going to eat what I want to. I never did that. What I did was I was very strategic. If, let's say I was at somebody's home and could not get to the store, I would go through their canned foods. I would ask for permission if I'm staying with them, and go through canned foods and see if they had cans of green beans. Green beans is low carb, and it's very nutritional, and it works really well. So I would pull all those to the side and ask them, could these be mine? That's how I would do it. Okay. And if they had any greens like canned spinach or anything like that, I'd be pulling all that over to the side saying, can this be mine? I would go through their frozen vegetables, and I would tell them what I was doing, and I would go through the vegetable that they buy regularly, and I would figure out my meals from there. If that was my only choices, and I didn't have soy curls, and I didn't have TVP, and I didn't have tofu, and I had no forms of my things to make my protein toast, I didn't have my pea milk to make my pea base out of. If I didn't have nothing else, that's what I would do, and I would literally live on the vegetables, you know, or I would try fasting, depending on how many days I was going to be there and how long the visit was going to be. If you go on a cruise or you go on anything like that, trust me, you can find enough low carb foods that it shouldn't even be an issue. You may not be able to find all the TVP and soy curls and things like that, but there'll be tofu products. They'll have vegan things and vegetarian things and stuff. It shouldn't be a problem. Just like if you go anywhere to resorts and stuff like that. So far, all the things we've went to, we have found what we needed at every single one of them. And when you can, go to the nearest little market and pick out the things you can have. Okay, so because it was that easy for me, I thought that the answer was in we were eating so many greens and lemons and avocado, and I was reading about all this stuff, and they were saying the more of this stuff you eat, the more you don't have an appetite, the more it kills that the brain gut signal and all this stuff, and that's what was happening to me and kind of to my husband, more for me because I was eating more greens than he was, but he was still feeling the effects of it, or so we thought. We thought that's what was doing it. But then so many people were falling off because it wasn't doing it for them. It wasn't making their like people are still telling me that they have sugar cravings and things like that, and that concerns me for them, because I don't want them to have to be craving things and fighting cravings. Nobody should have to fight this. My whole life, 61 years, I have spent at least 40 of those years, probably more because I think I started my teens, but at least 40 of those years struggling to research and find the answer for us so that we don't have to struggle through a diet and go right back to the same shit and gain all of our weight back, or maintain it by, do you know very many people that have lost weight and like they have these weight loss channels, right? And you go to their channel and they tell you, okay, you gotta pull up your bootstraps, you gotta buck it up, you gotta tighten your stuff down, you gotta tough it out. I ain't that kind of person. I I am not that person. I just want you to know that. My husband tells me all the time, I'm a soft, cuddly wife. I'm the lovey bear. I want to give the kids cookies when they come over, and I want to feed everybody, and I want everybody to be comfortable and warm, and I want to buy them fuzzy sweaters and things like that. I'm not that bucket up by the bootstraps. I've tried it in my life. I have tried it, and I have tried to do it, but that's not my MO. Um, I'm a I'm a reformed at this point, reformed binge eater, and I'm a reformed gorger. I pray. I pray that this reformity sticks with me. So far, it's stuck with me for almost a year, and I'm almost in a state of shock that I'm coming up on my year anniversary of not binging or gorging one single time. I'm just like, wow. That doesn't mean that I don't have times because I created a cookie called the Rescue Cookie for our group, because for our boot camp, because there's some times when you got to have a cookie, don't you? I do. My favorite thing when I was in the carb world was cookies and cakes and cupcakes and muffins and cornbread and tortillas and anything like that. It wasn't chips and things. It was more the bready stuff, right? So to be able to have a rescue cookie was a huge thing for me. My husband even loves them. I make his a little bit bigger than I make mine, but he loves them. So it's like, oh, thank God I figured that out, right? It was something that saved us. There were all these little things I implemented going along because I knew that this had to become a lifestyle for us. I knew that this could not be another diet. It just couldn't. It had to be a lifestyle. I had to make this work in all of the areas. Holidays. Last year I really worked hard and I created low carb cookies, the kind that you can color and decorate and stuff. We did that so the kids could do that. I made low carb fudge. Um, there was a bunch of different stuff. I really got into it, and I made all these different. I just would go and find the for wedding balls. I would go find the regular recipe and then start converting everything to low carb stuff. And some of it didn't turn out. Not everything turned out, but some of it did. Like I learned how to make some really cool pie crust. That was really great. Since my husband likes pies, and that way I can make him pies that were at least as low in carbs as I could get them. So yeah, I knew that I had to figure out how to make this work for our whole life. Okay, so that meant things like the rescue cookie, pie crust, holiday goodies. Um, so like a few other things I made last year that I really worked hard on was the green bean bake and a special dressing because we like stuffing. You can have pretty much all your favorites. Pretty much everything that is your favorites in the vegan world, you can have it, and you can low carb it. You can pretty much low carb it, everything. I haven't found a single thing that somebody has sent me or shown me or I have seen or ran across. I'll go, oh, I can low carb that. Everything. It's seriously not that hard. This day and age, veganism is so easy. It really is so easy. My husband asked me yesterday, it was funny, he said, would you stop being vegan if you found out that it was causing you to have ill health and the only way you could get your health back was to eat animals? I said, no, I would just be ill. I would be ill because I wouldn't do that, and I know myself well enough to know I'm going to eat vegan no matter what. But vegan these days is so easy, man. Think about it 15, 20 years ago, man, we've got it made. We've got it made. We can replace pretty much every single thing you need for your baking needs is replaceable, and you can either do it straight across, like not low carb, just regular, or you can do it low carb. So that's all that stuff's replaceable. That makes life so much simpler. There's a milk out there called Ripple unsweetened pea milk that you can boil until it starts getting a little few bubbles, or it's 165 degrees. Take it off the heat, throw some white vinegar in it, put a lid on it, and then strain it out later, and you got this amazing pea base, and I've got videos on here about it. You've got this amazing pea base that you can create all kinds of things. Cottage cheese, cream cheese, sour cream, mayonnaise, the list goes on. Dressings, whatever, cheese thingies. I mean, it's just, seriously, being a vegan nowadays is so simple, and being a low-carb vegan has become so simple for me and my husband that I've decided that I think I want to take things in a different direction. I post a lot in our group. I've got all kinds of, Start Here posts and stuff, and I've put lots of lists in there and stuff like that, and that doesn't seem to really do it. And the one thing that I learned when I was doing the boot camps is what I was told was the most helpful in the boot camps was when I would, you know, because I was showing them in real life, okay, this is what we're going to do for meal 1, this is what we're doing for meal 2, this is what we're making, and these are the spices we're using, these are, you know, what we're doing. So I'm thinking that I want to start vlogging, and I want to build my YouTube channel up, and rather than spend so much time, vlogging is easier for me than doing all the typing and everything after the stroke, so I would rather do this, I think. So I'm going to start vlogging a day in the life of. I'm going to show everybody, maybe there's something I'm doing that I don't know. Like, here's something that caught my attention today. It's cold today. You can probably tell by how I'm dressed. So I have some, it's ginger water that I boil myself, and then there's a white tea in there with it, right? And I thought maybe I don't show everything. Maybe I should, but maybe I'm missing something. Because like I have these little things I call magic drinks to keep you well and stuff, little weird things that me and my husband drink and stuff. And I thought I don't really show people that stuff. I don't really show you guys the different supplements that we take. You know, I guess I don't really show you enough of exactly what I'm doing during the day, exactly how I'm making this work for me. Whether or not I have hungry times, what do I do if I have hungry times? How do I get past those things? I haven't really shared enough of that, I don't think. So we're going to start sharing more of that. I'm going to try out some vlogs. I've never done vlogging, so I'm going to have to go watch some stuff on vlogging to figure out how to vlog. It's called vlog. Video blogging, right? So yeah, I think that's where the direction we're going to take, and I'm going to start showing some recipes kind of different from how I've been doing it, because I've watched a few other channels and I really like the way they're doing it. I'm going to kind of copy them for now, because they're doing it where it's like more of a, you get to see straight down on what I'm doing, and you're just basically going to see my hands, but I'm going to be showing you every single ingredient, exactly how it's mixed together, exactly how it's put together, exactly how it's cooked, and exactly how it comes out. Because I want to make sure that you guys, I want you to have enough of a repertoire as far as cooking that you don't get bored, you don't get, this is blah. But at the same time, I don't want you trying to replicate every single thing in the SAD world, the SAD diet, right? Because some of those things were never good for us there, and they're not going to be good for us over here either. Okay, and so that's something that I kind of want to show. I want to show how not to go over spicing things. And yes, you can over spice things when you're low carb. Something I recently found out was a thing. Okay, I want to show you how to handle those plateaus when they happen. What do we do? Where do we go from here? What's happening? You know, how often should we be weighing ourselves, or taking our measurements, or whatever? You know, and I'm going to kind of show you how I have literally gone from 368 pounds, and I want you to know I'm 5'3¾" at my highest. I probably shrunk because my husband shrunk, so I probably have too. I'll find out at my next physical. So let's say I'm 5'3" or 5'3.5" or whatever. Yeah, 368. I was bigger around than I was in inches tall. It's kind of amazing to think about. You know, it's kind of, and it's been long enough now for me since I've been in that area that I don't really remember exactly. Oh, that's not true. As soon as I started to say I don't remember exactly what that's like, I just had full-blown memories come flying in. So yeah, I do remember. But I remember more being in the 200s, because I was in the 200s for years and years. I was only in the 300s for a few years. I did manage to get about 100, 103 pounds off, and maintain 265 or less for years and years. And I, at the time, felt like that was the best I could do, was trying to maintain those pounds, right? And I think it was because I think it reset my set point. And we'll talk a lot about set points. I'm big on set points. We're going to talk a lot about gut health. I'm big on gut health. So we're going to be sharing a lot of those kind of things coming up. I hope you guys will stick with me. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I hope you will watch the videos. I hope you will like the videos. Doing all those things will help me be successful on YouTube and help me be able to continue to do this channel for you guys. So ciao everybody, and I will see you next video coming up soon.